Hey everyone, I'm Amanda from Mandy Lynn Plants, and today we are going to take a look at the differences between the Jibun Techo and the Hobonichi cousin. This is going to be just a very quick overview. I will have an in-depth video coming out walking you through the Jibun Techo very soon. And I, of course, have many videos on the Hobonichi. I currently do plan in a Hobonichi cousin. I plan in the Avec, and that is essentially a full year cut in half, and you only have 6 months at a time. So starting off with the most obvious differences, here you can see that they are the same height. So this is the A5 Slim. They do also have a B6 Slim. So they are both the same height, but as far as thickness, they are very, very different. And I will mention to you that this does have some sticker kits in it. It is the cousin that I use for my example pictures for my Etsy shop. So just warning you, it is a little thicker than normal. So then taking a look at the Jibun, it does come with its own little case here. So there are 3 card slots on the inside, and then it does have this outside pocket as well as 2 bookmarks. And then the last thing for the cover is that they give you a very large pen loop. I have my 5-color Coletto here, and it fits with plenty of wiggle room. It's the biggest pen that I have, but if I had a bigger pen, I could definitely fit it as well. And then on the side, you can see that it does have 2020. So this does not actually say Jibun anywhere. This one simply has the Hobonichi Techo 2020, and you do not have any color options for this. If you order the whole year, this is what you're going to get. There are several different color options. I did also forget to mention that this is the Biz Diary. So it's a little more simple on the inside as far as colors go, and I will show you more about that. But they do have other lines. They have like a pastel line with a lot of really pretty colors as well. So that is one interesting thing about the Jibun. All right, so then flipping open, one thing that you will notice inside the Jibun is that they actually have some interesting pages here at the beginning. So this is an example spread for you, and then it gets into the year at a glance. The Hobonichi cousin also has a year at a glance, and they are very similar. You have 2020 on the left in the full page, and then you have 2019 and 2021. Then the next page for the cousin is into this 12-month overview, and you have 6 months per 2-page spread. So over the 2 pages, you have the full year. But in the Jibun Techo, you just have 1 2-page spread for the whole year. So it is very different. And then you have an additional monthly overview. So this one you could say is a little more comparable to what the Hobonichi cousin has to offer. However, they are very different. So the cousin has a vertical with the days horizontal, so that you can actually write something in for each day if you wanted, or use this as a tracker. And here in the Jibun, your months go across this way, and then your days are vertical. Now in some languages, it's probably easier to write characters, maybe Japanese or Chinese, vertically, but English is really hard for me to both write and read vertically. So I would probably turn this if I actually wanted to write something on it. So this is not my favorite, but you do have more room here. You have essentially 1 page per month, since it's 2 months over 2 pages, even though it is horizontal. So you have from December 2019 all the way to January 2021 for that. And then it gets right into the monthlies for both the Jibun and the cousin. Here's another place where they are similar. The months run from December 2019 all the way to March of 2021, but the monthly views are very different. In the Jibun Techo, you do have little squares with dotted X's so that you can cross off your to-dos if that's what you choose to use this for. And then each day there is a little mood tracker, and you also have the phases of the moon and any holidays. The cousin is much more basic. I much prefer the layouts in the cousin, just as an overall general rule. They do both have colored weekends, so Saturdays are always blue, and then Sundays are red. And then something interesting to me in the Jibun, you do have the month before, the current month, and then the future month here in little mini calendars at the bottom. So that could be useful. I do not know the purpose of the mini current month I mean, you have the big full spread. I'm not sure why you would need this little one, but those are included for your convenience. One nice thing that I really like about both of these planners is that they do allow for extra space at the bottom, just in case there are 6. So down here at the bottom for 30 and 31, the Jibun actually have full-size boxes for that, and the Cousin, they are just a little bit shorter. They are not the full size, but in my opinion, it's a lot better than having to share 1 square for 2 days. And then right after the monthly spread for each of these planners, you do get into the weekly spreads. Now, in the Jibun Techo, you do get a full extra month. Here we are starting November 25th and into December. So in the Jibun, you do have the whole month of December in 2019 if you were wanting to start your planner a little bit early before January actually starts. In the Cousin, it does start with this week of December the 30th to January the 5th. And again, you will see that Saturdays are blue and Sundays are red. In the Cousin, however, it is only these little boxes that are colored and not the full columns. In the Jibun Techo, it is the full entire columns that are lightly colored. And this again is the Biz, and so there is a lot less color than the other versions. I also forgot to mention that holidays are red as well. So the weekly spreads are similar but very different. They do both include a 24-hour timeline. The Jibun, however, the hours that you are probably sleeping, they only give 1 line per hour, so it's a little more condensed from midnight to 7. The Hobonichi Cousin starts at 5 and goes until 4, and you have 2 grid spaces for each hour, no matter what hour. When it comes to comparing these weekly spreads, I do much prefer the clean simplicity of the Hobonichi Cousin. I really don't like the circles, and I think that for 2020, the light version does not have the circles. It has some other differences too, but the Biz Diary is the one that I have received. If you weren't wanting to use the hourly, you could use them kind of as a vertical, just separating out things that you wanted to do in the day. So maybe you have things to clean, things to do, places to go. You could use that in that way. Then the biggest difference between the Jibun Techo and the Cousin is that once the weekly spreads are done, you just have a handful of blank pages and then a couple of more reference pages at the end, and then that is the end of the book. But in the Cousin, after you have all of the weekly spreads, you do have a daily page for every single day of the year. And that is the biggest difference between these two books. If you are finding that you do not need a daily page, or you want to do your daily planning in a different planner, then this might be the book for you. I also forgot to mention, I think that the Jibun Techo is an A5 Slim. So what that means is it's the same height, but it's shorter this way. So if they're lined up perfectly here, you are missing about this much of the page space. So then that makes your columns all a little bit skinnier too. One last thing that I wanted to mention is the paper. The papers are similar. This Hobonichi Cousin is the Tomoe River paper, and the Jibun Techo Biz, at least, is the Mio paper. I'm not sure if they all have the same paper or not. They're both very thin. The Tomoe River is a little bit thinner, and this Mio paper is a little bit more smooth. It doesn't have any tooth to it, and the Tomoe River is very smooth, but it does just have a tiniest amount of roughness compared to this Mio paper. I have not experimented with fountain pens yet, but from what I've heard, the Tomoe River is a little bit more fountain pen friendly, but the Mio paper dries faster. So depending on your needs, that might be a factor that you will want to consider as well. I hope you enjoyed this really quick flip through and comparison video of the Jibun Techo and the Hobonichi Cousin. Go ahead and let me know in the comments which one you are either using for 2020 or considering for 2021. Again, I will have a full in-depth walkthrough of the Jibun Techo coming very soon. As always, thank you so much for watching. Until next time.